Okay, now we're going to add some MIDI instruments in BandLab, and we're going to write them in ourselves. As you can see, we have a couple of tracks up here that we already wrote in for our drums, and we used a virtual drum instrument to do that. You can either click on your drums here, find the sound that you want, and record it in, or you can do it in the version that looks like an actual drum set, and you can use the typing keyboard. What we're doing for the bass, though, right now is we're going to find C2. It numbers the octaves, and it starts all of them with the letter C. So I know that for my bass, for the part that I'm playing, it's going to be just C, G, F, G, and it's a repeated pattern. I just need to have it in the same speed as the rest of my song. So I've changed my beats per minute to 70. I'm in 4/4 time, and then I have a 2-bar metronome count in. So it should count 8 beats because it's 2 bars of 4 beats before it's going to start recording. I'm going to practice in that first to make sure that I have it right while I'm recording, before it starts recording, rather. So I'm going to do that now. So I unclick that, and then when I turn my metronome on, that means I'm gonna play every time I hear that beat. I should be playing another sound. I usually just use this metronome when I'm finding my place and setting a new pattern in my digital audio workstation in my DAW. Okay, so kind of slow. That's good. Now, it was a little bit off. I could see that. It only caught like just barely at the end here. But now I can go back and I can make sure that my notes are in the right spot. So I'm down here. This is the MIDI section of my VSTi, or my virtual instrument. And I'm using a bass that I found in the instrument pack. So I'm going to move that back to the beginning. And then I want to make some of my notes play for longer, so I'll drag them to the right. Okay. That's the pattern right here that I want it to play. But I think I played them all in an offbeat. So I'm going to play this back. I have this part that I just corrected here. These are the right notes. I'm just making them all uniform. So they're like the same length. They play for the entire 8th note. And let's see, is it 8? This is a 16th. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Yeah, it's a, okay. If it played for like this entire 1, that would be a quarter note, but it plays for a small portion. I'm going to make them longer. It's not going to play for longer, but it's going to be easier for me to see.
Man, so you know how the red and the green one are like straight lines? They don't have to be in straight lines?
You mean horizontal lines going from left to right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I need to clean up my pattern first to make sure that actually go ahead. I'm gonna stop mine. You show me, what do you mean? I'll turn off my screen right quick here. You turn yours on.
All right.
It should stop presenting. And go ahead.
All right. All right, so I'm right here, miss.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's fine. But yours, you're gonna want to record all the way out through up to number 9. But but right now it should be through number 4 up to 5.
All right.
So that your pattern is the full length that we are going to loop.
Okay. So today we're gonna do it to 5.
Up to 5, and then we're gonna repeat it up to 9. But we're just making it perfect right now up to 5. That's a good question.
So we're gonna repeat it like last times?
Yep.
All right.
We will loop our pattern.
Yeah, loop it.
Okay, good.
All right, thank you, miss.
Yep. Okay, so I'm going to present my screen again, and now I need to listen to what I wrote. And then I need you to write yours, and they need to look like mine. I want you to use your ears to see if it's about the same. This one seems delayed here, like I didn't play it fast enough. So I need to move it. Now I noticed I'm playing faster. There's two between. So I'm gonna have to move these to the beginning because I want to make sure they're all the same. This second note starts on 1.2, so the next one starts on 1.3. So I actually played mine in wrong. That's okay. I can just fix them. Okay, so now when I hear it, okay, so probably once I have that, I'm gonna want to fix this second one. And I have slowed down my beats per minute so much that I should actually be playing one note every time I see my bass. But maybe that's right. So I'm going to need to fix the second one, or I want to show you a trick here. So if this is correct, the first 4 notes, I can take the end of my recording, I can cut it right up to bar 2. And if it's a little bit finicky, there we go, and let it go, I can loop it out. Now it will repeat the correct pattern. So if these 4 notes are right, the next 4 notes will also be right. So let's hear if it sounds right. Yeah, that's the first part. Any questions so far?
No.
All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the same chords here from the bass, and we're going to double this line, and we're going to double it onto the guitar chords and onto the just right there. So I can do that by clicking on the bass and then Control C. Then I'll click on my guitar chords, and I'm going to make sure that my playhead is back at the beginning. I can do it that way, or I can click the rewind. And then I'm going to hit paste. But before I do that, I want to double check, make sure, am I on the right one? So now it should be playing on guitar, which I already selected, and on the bass, the same thing that I just made. So I can go back to the beginning and hit play. Now, I'm purposely doubling this because I'm actually going to move each one of these over just a little bit, but I didn't want to have to write it all in. So now I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to move this on over 2. So I'm going to play it opposite for every one of these 4 that I have placed in here. So just scoot, if you're zoomed in as much as me, just scoot over 2. And then what follows will be the rest. Now, right now, this guitar sounds really weird. We can fix that in a minute, but we're still on the C2, but for guitar. So now it should play one, another, next, another. Oh boy, that sounds very strange. I wonder why it did it that way. I'm going to try this a different way and make sure that I got it correctly. If I hit Control A, so select all, copy, Control C, I'm going to delete this because it says bass right here. I'm wondering if that's my reason why. And then I'm going to click on my guitar chords, move to the beginning. This is kind of a different way. I've never done it but this way before. And then I'm going to hit paste. It still says bass. What if I didn't want a bass? So maybe I move my guitar chords up. So select all, or I can drag them this way because it sounds so low for like a guitar. And I'm going to put it on C4, and I'm going to make sure that this starts playing halfway through. So I have changed these notes. Now they look like they're opposite the bass at the beginning. This is a weird sounding guitar because it's electronic, but let's see if it plays opposite the bass. Sounds weird, but it's totally right. So I'm going to take the same bass line here that I had put, and now I'm going to put it on a piano also, on that opposite. So I'm going to rewind to the beginning. I still have copied this. If I'm not sure, I can go back, click on it, and highlight my pattern. Copy. It's going to sound different on piano. I'm at the beginning. I'm on this 5th track. I'm going to hit paste. Whoop. It says, hey, you're trying to click up here. You can't do it in the name. Make sure I'm at the beginning, hit paste. Oh, didn't work. So what did I just do wrong? Anything? Nothing showed up. I'm going to go back and select it again. Okay, so select, copy. So Command A, Command C, or Control A, Control C. Go back to this track 5, Control V. Please add an extra. What does it say that for? I really don't want to have to rewrite that. I should just be able to click here and paste it in. Now it says add an extra track. Okay, fine. I'll do it your way. Let's see. Did it put it in somewhere else? The other way I can draw these in is I could actually take my pencil. This is what some people do, and draw the note right there. And then I can go to the next one. So this is on the C. The next one goes to the G, which is right here. It's kind of making it look really long. That's okay. And then the next one is at F, which will be right here. Actually, I'm off a little bit. It should be right here. And then the next one will be a repeat of this one. And it will be right here. And when I play it, it looks like it wants to already make it long. So I can actually shorten the length myself, make sure that it plays all at the right time. All right, if you get this far today, that's a win. I'm going to show you how to make these into chords in 1 second. So on the piano, we're going to play. So I'm going to actually write those in. And it's a pattern. If you put your hand down and you put play 1, skip 1, play 1, skip 1, play 1, that's kind of how we're going to make the chords today. So when I listen to this, before I do anything else, I just want to make sure that these two play on the offbeat. Okay? So I'm going to, before I write those in, I'm going to make sure I do this. That sounds kind of terrible, but it's right. Somewhere it makes it sound like I'm playing 2 different things at the same time. Let's see. Oop, I don't want to add another note. So I'll go back to the beginning. Well, maybe it's telling me I have to do it again. Control Y is redo. Oh, that clicked me right out of there. So I also should have another undo, which would be right here. Redo. No. All right. Well, that's great. So I made it a goof. There's my notes. Okay. So undo and redo are right up here on the left. So I'm on C4. So the way I write this in on the piano is play 1. My next one's going to be here. So I'll click that one. And then, so play 1, skip 1, play 1, skip 1. Then it's going to be this one. So right here. So each, and you might need to move yours around a little bit until it's perfect. So you can kind of see how the pattern, it looks like up and down. It's not exactly like there's 3 between here and only 2. That's okay. Just use your piano scroll to show you. So the next one I'll look at is this one. So play 1, skip 1, play 1. And if I scroll over here, it actually helps me. So I'm going to line them right up. Play 1, don't play that one, play this one. So click that one. Play 1, skip 1, play 1. Okay, then I'm going to do the same thing for this one. Play one, skip one, play one, and then skip one, play one, and then the last one. So I'm just zooming over to make sure that these are precise according to how I'm measuring up with the piano keyboard. Play one, skip one, play one. Is that in the right spot? Whoa. It didn't quite line up right. Play one, skip one, play one. Should be right. Okay, and then don't play that one, but play this one. I'll scoot it over a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to zoom out, make sure that all of these are lined up with my pencil. It looks like a couple of them, I need to move them over because I want them all to start right on the line. And it looks like it's a little bit early for some of them. So if I go to the end, it turns into an arrow, and I can make it longer or shorter. And I just want to do that for every single one of them. And this is how you write in the MIDI virtual instrument note in BANDLAB. Questions?
Miss,
yep.
I finished.
Do you see what I'm doing right now?
Yeah, but I finished mine.
You did yours like this already? With the chords. This is the harder part.
Wait, you want us to do it like that?
Yeah. So what I did is, if I go back to the beginning, the first thing I did is I put in, if I solo this, I just put in my kick drum, okay? Here's this. That's what I'm going to start playing my bass note on.
Wait, can I show you mine real quick, miss?
Let me finish explaining this, and then, yeah. So I played that, and then if I also solo my bass, so I'm only playing these two tracks, red and blue at the same time, they should play at the same time. That's why a lot of times you see your drummer is really connected to the bass player. They're always looking at each other to make sure they're playing on the same note, okay? This is a basic rock pattern. And then I look at the next one. If I turn those two off, these should play on the opposite. So if you hear, I'm gonna play my kick drum. My cymbal is the opposite the whole way. And then my next notes for my guitar should kind of be with that. And then the last part that we wrote in will be the chords. When I play that on guitar, it sounds a little bit different. So if I was to play with my guitar for those same ones, those same chords, this is what that's going to sound like. I'm going to turn off the metronome so you only hear the sounds. So if I was to only play that with guitar, it would sound like C, G, F, G, and you might hear it. But the way I strum it sounds different. So it's going to sound, I would make parts of this composition, laying down these notes, a little bit different. Something to add at the end, I would just copy one of these tracks, put it here, and then select maybe a weird kind of, maybe some weird kind of effect or instrument pack that maybe you see, let's see, down here. And maybe you find this and you start listening to some of the special effects. What kind of things do they have? What's this one? Maybe I add to that and I go back to the beginning. I hit play. But just add something unique. That's the last track. Let's see. Eduardo had a question, so I'm going to go back to the chat. Did you want to share what you've got, Eduardo? So basically, what we're writing is or maybe you hear it this way. Or maybe you hear if you were playing more rock. All right, any questions?